This is the Girls of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. Today we are discovering the exciting topic of what do high value men look for in a desirable high value woman. Because this is what it comes down to. It comes down to attraction. It comes down to how do we manage to bring these men and women together and creating beautiful, amazing families that actually have fun, love, excitement, and all of the nice, wonderful feelings and emotions that happen through these kinds of families, and they have it for an entire lifetime. And they produce next generations that are emotionally fulfilled because their parents are emotionally fulfilled. And through that, the next generations become better and better and better and better until we basically become who we were meant to be. What's going to be fun about this video is that I'm going to be bold. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I'm not going to make it politically correct as most women would desire it to be. The reason why is because if you want to have a high value man, you've got to understand how he thinks and you've got to care about what he thinks, or else you won't have a high value man. Low value men will put you up on a pedestal and tell you what you want to hear, even though it is not actually the truth. If you're watching this channel, I hope you desire truth. I hope you desire honesty. But at the same time, is my huge disclaimer and helping you understand, as I continuously do over and over and over again, is telling you that this is not your fault. If you do not qualify on the things that I mention here today, it's not your fault. You are a product of the environment that you've been in. You were created by your parents. They basically just passed on the growth and the knowledge that they managed to acquire before you were born and throughout your youth. And you've received that, and you have either scored on the genetic lottery or you have not. Now, of course, we can improve upon what we've been given by our parents. However, if you are burdened as a woman, if you've got tons of problems and tons of distractions and tons of things and responsibilities that you've got to do and goals to achieve and that and the other, it's going to be very hard to fulfill these requirements or guidelines that men are looking for. I'm just simply teaching you principles, and I'm allowing you to govern your own life. I'm allowing you to use these as guidelines, but to understand what the ultimate is, what the standard should be over time. Not for you to hate yourself because you're not reaching it, but because you're striving for excellence. You're growing towards something continuously every single day. And you're enjoying the journey moving towards excellence because you desire to understand what that ultimate heaven on earth looks like so you can pass it on to your children. Isn't this what this is all about? Allowing our kids to create a better life and a better lifestyle and more happiness and joy than we ever had? And that it continues like that throughout the generations? Let's do that for them. And it starts with us understanding core principles that go again and again and again, and that are basically easy to see once you begin to open your eyes and be okay with the truth. At the same time, most women will never have the chance of getting these men of high value that I'm speaking about. If you're watching this channel, you have increased the probability that you can find a man of high value drastically, simply because there's a matchmaking thing going on eventually. Not right now, but in a year's time, 2 years' time, these two channels that I have, this Girls of High Value channel and the Men of High Value channel, are going to be able to match each other so that we can create beautiful families over time. So we're going to start with the 3 questions that we got from one of our loyal commenters. And she asked, how can a woman be a high value woman for a high value man? What physical traits attract high value men to women? And what can women do to improve themselves? That's what we're going to answer today. So let's start with the fundamental sentence of what men in general, 80% plus of all men everywhere, desire this line that I'm going to tell you. You can ask this from any heterosexual man out there if this is what he desires. If he says that, no, this is not what I desire, then he is either lying or he's trying to not hurt your feelings. What's the sentence? High value men desire adoration from multiple, fiercely loyal, young and fertile, unburdened, beautiful women. I'm gonna state it again. High value men all desire adoration from multiple, fiercely loyal, young and fertile, unburdened, beautiful women. The first one we've got to tackle is the one that you're most afraid of, which is the word multiple. You don't like that word. That's completely understandable, and that's why we're handling that one first. Remember, I'm not sugarcoating this. I'm not doing that which is politically correct. I'm simply telling you the facts of what most men, the vast majority of men, would desire if they were honest. An example of that is a comment I heard of someone who said, if I could have 7s or 8s in 3 Girls in Love, I would always pick those over 110 who desires monogamy. Every time, for sure. Masculine men understand that women need each other in order for them to be completely emotionally fulfilled. Because very often women desire to receive femininity and masculinity from a man. However, men were designed to strive for masculinity in every single thing that they do. Of course, they've got a little bit of femininity in order to support you and love you in difficult times. However, women are supposed to be the ones who are with you continuously and constantly more than 80% of the time. Men were not designed to be with you all the time. Men were supposed to be out, away, working, serving, helping people, and then coming back after they've found the rewards of nature and then allow the family to have it. Masculinity is based on going out of the home and coming back and being rewarded for the effort. Men were not designed to be at home to take care of the kids all day. Men were not designed to take care of the dishes. Men were not designed to cook food, even though if he develops that talent, it is awesome to do it once in a while. And we can also mention at this point is that masculine men understand that the more power he has in the relationship, the more attraction is going to be in that relationship. Masculine men desire women to be massively attracted to him. And the way he does that is by being better than her in every single aspect of life. That is going to attract her because she will desire to learn from him. She'll desire to be in his presence. She'll adore him with everything that she is because he's so amazing. That's the whole point. Men understand this, and that's why they know that seeking for equality in a long-term relationship will cause a lot of problems. It's not that they're unequal, it's that they just have different roles. And when women fulfill their roles, they achieve a lot more happiness and joy and emotional fulfillment and freedom from fulfilling that role which nature has given to her. So in short, if you're a 5 or 6, 7, 8 on the sexual market value rating system from 1 to 10, simply desiring to be part of a 3 Girls in Love relationship with the high value man will give you 2 more points on that scale. If you're a 6, you'll be an 8. If you're a 5, you'll be a 7 simply from desiring 3 Girls in Love for a high value man. I've got tons of more things to say about this, but let's move on. The second word I want to describe is the word beautiful. If you're a 4, 3, 2, and a 1, it's going to be very difficult to get a high value man no matter what. Fortunately, nature has made it in such a way that women simply desire men that are on the same sexual market value or higher than them. Which means that if you're 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1, you don't need a 10. You simply need someone that is better than you, that is more amazing than you are in your eyes. Meaning if you have a 6 in your life, you'll be fired up, excited outside your brain because he will love you and enjoy you for who you are. But fortunately, there are tons of things that you can do in order to improve your beauty. No matter what your conditions are, you can always improve your beauty. I would say the number one thing, if you are somewhat overweight or obese, number one, it's gotta go. It's gonna be one of the hardest things you ever do in your life, but it has to be done. You have to sign up at a gym. You've got to start walking. Let's just say walk for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and increase it continuously until you get to an hour. And then you walk an hour every single day. Every single day, every single day. That's about 500 calories that is taken away. And approximately 5 kilometers if you walk at a regular pace. That is amazing. If you do that every single day, you're gonna lose so much weight you won't recognize yourself if you have that problem. That's gonna make a massive difference in terms of you getting a higher rating of a man. Other than those things, something that you can do as well is allow your hair to grow. Never allow yourself to have short hair. Now, as you grow older, of course, maybe over time that happens. But the longer you can keep your beautiful long hair going, the better in terms of your beauty. Make sure you don't get any tattoos. That's gonna also ruin your body. And over time, if you are at a healthy BMI, then it's time to learn to become stretchy or bendy. This is what men desire. I'm telling it to you straight. But beauty is absolutely critical. Why? Because men are massively more visual than women are. Women care about power. A man can be ugly, but have intense power, and she will actually fall in love with him. But a man cannot fall in love with a woman if she is ugly. Okay, but there are things you can do to improve your sexual market value in that avenue. So don't give up. It's worth it once you do that, because your self-worth will also increase over time as you do so. Beauty is important for women as well. It's not just for men. If you felt more beautiful, then you would be more excited about life in general. Another important word was unburdened, or what we say on this channel, feminine. Becoming unburdened is absolutely critical. Here are the key main aspects of that. Having as few sexual partners as possible in your history. If you have had a lot of sexual history, stop today. Don't have any more sexual partners at all before you find the right guy. And that right guy receives a stamp of approval from friends and family that this is the right guy, okay? If you do that, it's gonna help massively in terms of allowing you guys to pair bond naturally and beautifully. No emotional baggage, no addictions, no debts, okay? If you have any of those things, your job is to work on unburdening yourself. If you've got a lot of problems in your life, that's where you should be focusing. You should not be focusing on men. You should not be focusing on dating. You should not be focused on, oh, what do I do when men say this? And how can I attract men to me? No, get rid of your issues. Get rid of your problems. Because the less problems you have, the more feminine you're going to be. Meaning, you're going to be more bubbly. You're going to smile more. You're going to have a better positive attitude. You're going to be solution-oriented. You're going to be basically a feminine woman who is bubbly and cheerful and excited about life. This is what attracts men to women. When women become naggy or become difficult because they've got problems in their life, they naturally blame their sexual partner. They naturally blame the ones in their vicinity, and they're going to blame the man. That's why the guy doesn't want you to be burdened. He wants to unburden you so that you can return to your feminine essence, be fired up about life. And your job is to do that before you find him. And if you haven't been burdened throughout your life, do not start the burdening process by sleeping around. It's simply just gonna burden you, and it's not gonna be a beautiful story for the rest of your life. And then you've got the words of young and fertile. Now, young has to do with age. Men simply desire women that are younger than them. It's true, but a guy in his old age will want a woman to fire him up so that he can keep being excited about life. She has to be younger than him. Now, in some cases, that's not the case, but those are exceptions to the rule. Men desire women that are at least 5 years younger than them, or maybe 10 years younger than them, if possible, and you should be excited about that. Because that means for you, if you're 20 years old, to date someone who's 30 years old or 28 years old, he will be so far ahead of the other guys that are your age. And you'll be able to have a lot more affluence and luxury if you connect yourself to that man, as long as he gets a stamp of approval from friends and family. He's good to go. But young also means that the woman most probably will not have a career. The more of a career woman you are, the less of a high value man you're going to get. There are high value men out there who date and marry women who have careers. However, they pay a huge price. And rational masculine men will understand that you cannot create a family around that. You cannot create a home. So masculine, high-value men will look for women who desire to be homemakers, who desire to not participate in the workforce, but who desire kids, and who desire a family lifestyle. This is what men in general desire, and if they don't, they're feminine. They're feminine little girls because they want you to take responsibility. They want you to provide for yourself. Why would you want a guy like that? Doesn't make any sense. And fertile is a mix between age and being unburdened. The more unburdened you are, the more feminine you are, as long as you're below the age of 45, around there, you'll be able to have kids. If you're masculine and burdened, you won't be able to have kids. And if you do, you'll be lucky. It'll be a miracle. That's how the body works for women. And in terms of age, the younger you are, the more you're able to plan out your family lifestyle and not be in crisis mode that we need to have a kid right now. But again, don't hurry up this process. Rather focus on unburdening yourself, because that will naturally allow the process once you find the right guy. The more unburdened a woman is, the more she will massively adore Mr. Right. Adoration. This is what men desire. You can have all the other things, but if you don't adore him, then what's the point? But if you follow the list of all the other things I've mentioned here, he will make sure to be a high-value man, and the higher up he is on the SMV, and the more power he has in the relationship, the more you will adore him. It makes it exciting to be submissive, to be honest. And the last thing I'm going to mention is being fiercely loyal. I could put that at the top of the list. It really has a lot to do with being unburdened, though.